Hello, everybody. Happy September. So hopefully everybody's September started at a good pace. Mine has so far. Nothing crazy, nothing happening, nothing out of the ordinary. But just I think when nothing is happening, it's a good thing. It means everything is going on well. Life is just moving at a regular pace, and there is nothing that's likely to cause anybody to have any heartache or too much excitement. So yeah, I am happy with my September so far, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will carry on like that until the end of the month. Well, not the end of the month, but carry on for a very long time, because sometimes we we take for granted the times when we are just, you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you sit, if you're going to work, like for me, I work from home a couple of days a week. I come downstairs, I sit down, do my work, no drama, nothing happening, finish my work, go for a walk, if I go for a walk or go shopping, just do regular things, come back home and watch TV, fall asleep and repeat. So I think we as humans, we just want something to be happening, and we want something to talk about. But it's not, I mean, obviously things do happen. When you go out, something is likely to happen. You're going to meet somebody, have a conversation, or you're going to see something that will make you question somebody's choices about things, you know or you're going to see a child screaming and crying and saying, thank goodness I don't have little children anymore. Things like that. Things happen in life, but those are not things that would affect your peace, or would affect your mind, or would affect anything. So technically, my September is going as well as my August did, because my August was absolute, to tell you the truth, it was so good. I loved it. I enjoyed the piece. I enjoyed having that time of just, it wasn't even reflection or anything. It was just not having anything in my mind, like just clearing your mind and just being at peace with yourself, and just enjoying whatever you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully, yep, it continues for a bit longer. I know the other day, so the past the past couple of weeks, every time I've been in the office, I go to the office like twice a week. So every time I've been in the office, I'm coming back because I have to use the motorway to come back. There's been an accident somewhere, and the road has been closed, and we have been stuck in traffic. So when was it? Maybe the week before, or something like that. It says there's an accident on the M18, so southbound is closed. So that means we were closed. I don't know what they were doing. I think they closed the southbound and then opened the northbound so that they could let traffic come that way and go around. I have no idea what they were doing, but we were just stationary. And I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe I should just follow all these people and just try and use all the side roads, the smaller roads and whatnot. But I was not bothered. I was happy to sit on the traffic listening to my music. Sometimes when I'm in the car, I listen to BBC Radio 4, where they just talk about random things. I think that day they were talking about potatoes, like the history of potatoes. I'm telling you, it was an hour conversation on Radio 4, on BBC Radio 4, about potatoes. They had people from professors. They had like somebody from South America talking about what they do, their history of potatoes, what type of potatoes they have. It was fascinating. Not just fascinating. And I kept saying to myself, I've sat here for a whole hour in traffic, not concerned about the traffic, the fact that I'm sitting in traffic, mind you, and listened to the history of potatoes, and it didn't bother me a little bit. And then another day, I think I was listening to the story. So the presenter or whoever was on the radio, he was just talking about what it feels like to be grown up, how it feels when you finally realize that you are officially an adult. And people would be calling in, and another person was saying, when I realized I was an adult was when my friends called me and said, do you want to go out? And I was like, maybe not today. But I wasn't doing anything. And I didn't even lie that I wasn't doing anything. I just said, not today. Not today. I don't want to go out. So you don't even have to lie that you don't want to go out. You just do not want to go out. And then another one said, I ordered an iron, something to do with ironing. So it was like a steamer, an iron steamer. And I was so excited. The person was very excited about the steamer. And that's when they officially thought, do you know what? I was that excited to receive a steamer that, that is officially makes me an adult, because what else could make me an adult than something that, is work? That's basically work. Another person calls and says, oh, I officially thought I was an adult when I was sitting in a train, and there were all these people making a lot of noise and a bit of a racket, and they were all children, and they were children and teenagers and whatnot. And guess what? I did not even bother myself. I did not look up to hear what they were talking about. I just looked in my book and carried on reading my book, because otherwise I would have like, oh my God, something exciting is happening. But everybody realizes that in life sometimes it's not that you say, oh, you're officially an adult, but sometimes when you start finding peace in the little things, in the things that don't really, things that are of no value at all. It's not chocolate, it's not sweet. Some people would enjoy having chocolate or enjoy having sweets or crisps, or even, when you go out for a movie, it's an exciting thing. But if you just enjoy the nothingness, because I am one person who enjoys, when I go on holiday, half the time, besides the little time, the times when I, go out and explore the city, but most of the time I just sit by the beach, watch the waves, watch the water, watch the people. And sometimes I don't even want to watch the people. I just want to watch the water, watch the waves, count the waves, watch the clouds go by, and watch the birds, watch, just the natural things. And obviously other people wouldn't want a holiday where where they're just sitting doing nothing. I'm not sitting there because I'm sunbathing. No, I'm just sitting there, just doing nothing, if I want to put it that way. Because I think I was watching I think it was a report on ITV or something, where they were complaining that all these sunbed wars in Spain, where all these tourists, there's tourists who put a towel or put something just so when they come back downstairs, their sunbed is ready, is there for them, so nobody else takes the sunbed, because obviously every hotel has only got a limited amount of sunbeds, but more people than the sunbeds. So if everybody wants to lie on a sunbed, but I'm not going to, I don't actually ever really sit on a sunbed, because what's the point? I'm not trying to tan, because, I can tan, I'm already almost tanned. But I do go to mostly I go to the beach and just sit there, or the park, or whatever, anywhere where I feel comfortable, where I feel at peace, where even places where I'm watching just people walking by. I'm not actually like being like one of those people who are spying on people, or but just looking at how happy people are and how much people are enjoying their lives. And it's so nice when I can do something. Like, obviously I wouldn't sit at a shopping center for that long. It would be so boring, because it's, to start off with, a shopping center, most shopping centers are internal, like indoors, so that won't be fun, especially if I'm on holiday. If it's in the winter, maybe I would do, but I wouldn't really do it, because it's weird. It's weird. But at a beach, because everybody's is there and everybody's just relaxing, you can do it without any problems. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a beach. It could be just somewhere by a river, or just somewhere where you just have nature around you. I love that, and that just shows that my life. I've probably always been like that, but I've always enjoyed more fun things. But now I enjoy doing things. I will go out. I will do things that are fun, but the more things that will resonate with me, are things that are more relaxing. Just because we were walking, so we were. Where did we go? Mallorca? No, not Mallorca. It was going to Magaluf. Yeah. Okay. So we walked from one city. I can't remember. I think it was the name of the city, walking to Magaluf. So it's a route that is used by a cyclist. There's a lot of cyclists that use. Oh my God, I can't even remember the name of the other city that we were, that we were walking, that we were staying in. But I what I remember the most is walking for about an hour and a half in the sun, scorching sun, walking towards Magaluf. And it was so hot, but it was so nice. It was just because it was a path. You'd see different things. There were mountains, there were fields, there were all sorts of things. And because you're not rushing to go anywhere, and as soon as we got to Magaluf, we just looked around and turned back and, and walked back again. But the idea wasn't to get to Magaluf. The idea was the process of walking towards a place and then walking back. I think maybe there are people who would be saying, oh, why were you going there? We weren't going there for anything. There was nothing specific. We didn't even get anything. Nothing there. I think the maximum we probably got, I think we might have got some fries or some pizza or something just to eat on the way back, because it was I think it was from about 11 when we started our journey up the mountain. It was such a good walk. I appreciate all the people that go on their bikes. The people who have would do a tour of like a country or tour of a city on the bikes, because the bike will take you a lot further. But those me walking was also just as good. And I obviously wouldn't be getting on a bike, but if I could, I think I would probably enjoy that because it takes you further and you see a lot more. The only problem with a bike is you have to be a little bit more careful. But when you're walking, you don't have to be as careful. So you can look around, you can stop, you can see things, you can relax. You're not walking at pace, you're not putting any energy into what you're doing. Yeah, but that was quite a relaxing journey, just walking and doing absolutely nothing. Get to a place and come back. And that was it. That was it. But it was the act of walking that I probably enjoyed more than the arriving at Magaluf. That it was walking towards something and then walking back towards our hotel, and that was the end of it. But yeah, that was just something I probably just wanted to talk about my September, which is going on really well. And fingers crossed, by the time I go on holiday, I've got another holiday booked in October. So fingers crossed, by the time I go on holiday, I'm still at peace and my holiday will be like, yeah, super exciting. Anyway, have a good day and happy September. Bye.